What is going on, everybody? It's your guy Anthony Dennis here. Hey, I appreciate you guys coming by to yet another video. Hey, I'm dropping videos every day, business ventures, real estate investing and wholesaling. So you guys go ahead, make sure y'all hit that notification bell when you subscribe. And you know what I'm saying, let's go ahead and let's jump right on into it, okay guys? So today's topic, I want to talk to you guys about the multiple ways to close on a deal. You know what I'm saying? So you went ahead and you got a deal, right? What you want to do is if you're a wholesaler, you know what I'm saying, you want to go ahead and most of the time go ahead and do what's called an assignment of contract, okay guys? Now, an assignment of contract, of course, it's like when you go ahead and you lock down the property with the seller and withdraw your rights from the contract and let the cash buyer is going to buy the property go ahead and assume the contract and take care of it, at closing. So it's a one-page document, and you go ahead and you include your name and who you're assigning it to, and then it's going to be whoever is the cash buyer, his company, and then you go ahead and it's just a simple one-page document, guys. And so that's one way of closing a deal. Okay. Now the second way is that and on that one, when you're assigning the deal, the buyer, he's going to see how much you make. And so this one leads into my next one, which is called a double closing. Okay. Now, what a double closing is, guys, is whenever you go ahead and you have a contract locked down with the seller, and then you go ahead and when you market the property, you're not going to assign the contract over. You're going to go ahead and you're going to contract the property with the go ahead and get a contract. An A and B contract with the seller and a B and C contract with the cash buyer, okay guys? But what's going to happen, instead of the cash buyer funding, with an assignment of contract, instead of him, funding from contract A, all the way funding A to B, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to have the contract, you're going to close yourself on the contract with A and B, and then set the closing up later in the day for the buyer, to go ahead and close out the deal with the buyer, or the next day, so you don't want to say, so depending on how you're going to close it, you want to go ahead and either go ahead and resell it as quickly as possible that day, a little bit, schedule a little bit later in the daytime, or the next day, no more than 72 hours. If you're going to use hard money, or if you're going to use private money, go ahead and figure out the terms and how long they'll be cool with you holding on to it. So typically, like with private money lenders, they're like they're everyday people. They have cash, large sums of capital that they're looking to invest, or it's an investing partner or friend, or even a family member, somebody like that, or people of that nature. Okay. So what you want to do is you're going to close on the deal yourself, and you want to go ahead, and if you're trying to go ahead and not let the cash buyer know exact, or even the seller know how much you're going to make on the deal, if you have a large spread, that's typically what wholesalers like to typically do. And so that's how you do a double closing, okay guys? So the next one is going to be a lease option, okay? Yeah, guys, so a lease option is, is whenever you get a property and you can't necessarily, it's a property that has not enough equity in it, and it has a large mortgage on it, and so you go ahead and you help that homeowner by go ahead and locking it down as a lease option, where you're going to put down option money and then take over the payments, and then also on the back end go ahead, however long you negotiate the years of the lease, like 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, up to 5, 10, maybe longer in some cases, okay? It depends on the seller, and depends on what you want to do, okay? And then so that's another way that you guys can creatively go ahead and close on deals, so that you won't be throwing away a ton of leads, because a lot of times, a lot of deals, people are not going to accept cash offers. So the best way to keep that is to do creative financing with lease options and other owner financing, okay guys? So yeah, so that's that. Now with owner financing, guys, you want to go ahead and this is when a homeowner, they don't want to accept a lowball offer, or it's going to be a low amount to be able to get a good deal if you're trying to wholesale it, or even cash buyers come in, they're going to offer a lower number to get a great deal. So in a lot of cases, the homeowner, they have a lot of equity, but they're not going to just sell the property for low. So what you do is go ahead and they'll go ahead and act as the bank. If you talk with them and they're okay with, they're cool with that, and they're okay with the delayed large payoff in you know, in a couple years, you know, or sooner. And then so you want to go ahead, they'll act as the bank for you. And then this is great because there's no bank loans typically, you know, if it's free and clear, won't be any bank loans on the property. And then that way, you know, you'll be paying 100% of the money that you're paying per month is going to knock down whatever the purchase price that y'all, you know, negotiate and agree to. So say, you know, it's 100,000, put down 5,000, then it's 95,000 remaining over 2 years, and then each year you pay, say you do $1,000 per month. So, you know, every month, you know, pay 1 month, that's $1,000. Go from 95 to 94, 93. So it's not any percentage that's going to take away from that. So that's great. So owner financing is the best way if you want to do creative financing, in my opinion. So, but yeah, so that's the way on that one, guys. Now with hard money lenders, guys. Now this is, you know, it's definitely it's great for, you know, if you have a great deal and you can absorb the fees, because there's going to be a large upfront amount of interest. We're going to be a high amount of interest on the loan, and then it's going to be points associated with it as well. It's going to increase that and inflate the amount that you have to pay back for loaning. Okay, guys. So hard money, it's a great way to go ahead, and that's one way wholesalers may do it. You know, if they have a great deal and they want to have a big wholesale fee and they don't want nobody to know, then that's when you do a double closing, and then you go ahead and use the hard money to go ahead, and it's okay, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and absorb that high interest and those points, because you're going to flip it real quick, and then go ahead and sell it to that cash buyer that won't know how much you're making, and the seller won't know how much you're making as well. Okay, guys. So that's hard money lending on that. That's another way to go ahead and close. And then we have one more I want to show you. And then there's private money, guys. So private money, when you're going to go ahead and get some money, you know, get a loan, have a lender loan you money to close on a deal. Private money is the best way, okay, because it's going to be very minimal interest rate, if any, because it'll be like, you know, like I said a minute ago, it's going to be people you know, like people that you have a rapport with, you know, even the cash buyers that you may have a good relationship with. You want to go ahead, and then maybe if you need to borrow some money to close on a deal real quick, then boom, go ahead and go ahead and borrow money from them, or, you know, family member, or, you know, things of that nature. And there's institutions as well that, you know, you can go ahead and borrow from at your local real estate investing club. You know, check it out in your city. In the prior videos, you know, I talked about the lease options, talked about, you know, real estate investing associations, and how you can go ahead and find those at meetup.com. So check those videos out as well to get a little bit more understanding and depth. So yeah, guys, that's my tip for right now. If you like this, go ahead, comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right.